Hello and welcome to this week's Deal Team Bootcamp podcast. I'm Reggie Pierce of Organization and Learning Group, and this week I am going to review the WIIFM. Now, what's in it for me? Me being the committee member or client who are wondering what's in it for me as they begin to listen to your presentation. I'm going to review it as I did with you in the in-person programs with my long-standing partner and dear friend, Maggie Steig. Hello, Maggie.
Hello, Reggie.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good too. Will we dig in?
Let's dig in.
All right. So let's start with sort of why a WIIFM? What's the value of a WIIFM? I'll give you an example of a WIIFM. Maggie might deconstruct it for us, and then talk about different contexts in which you can use a WIIFM as part of your design for a finals presentation. And then we'll finish up with some things to watch out for, or some of the sort of challenging aspects to creating a meaningful and impactful WIIFM. Why a WIIFM? You might recall when we were at the in-person programs, we talked about sort of the sameness of the usual introductions of name, role, tenure. Sameness meaning it's what you do, it's what your competitors do. So arguably, you're missing an opportunity to differentiate you, your team, your organization in that finals context. Rather than saying more, I'll give you an example of a WIIFM, and then, like I said, Maggie will talk us through the different elements of it and the why of each element. My WIIFM is, you know how more and more non-salespeople are being asked to participate in finals presentations or sales presentations to attract new clients or to retain existing clients. And it's not what they necessarily signed up to do or are comfortable doing as part of their day-to-day work. So it's a stretch outside their comfort zone. So what we do is we work with those non-salespeople, helping them build their confidence, get more comfortable, and enhance their competencies around giving presentations that are engaging, inspiring, and persuasive, ultimately, in the ideal. You could think of me as a cross between a piano tuner and a piano teacher, in the sense that I help them find the notes and put those notes together in a way that allows them to present as an ensemble and be engaging, inspiring, and more persuasive. Maggie, there's my WIIFM. May not be the first time you've ever heard it. What do you think? How does it work?
Well, I got to start with a little bit of presence feedback, Reggie, and endorsement. First of all, just nice pace, very concise, lovely conversational style. Had to tell you that.
No, thank you. And that's what we want others to embrace as well.
That's part of the WIIFM
Right.
is to have it be with that kind of conversational style. The WIIFM is broken into its three parts. And the first part is identifying in a very concise way the need or the pain point of the client. And Reggie got that down to non-sales folks being asked to participate in Deal Team's finals, which they're not comfortable with. The next piece is Reggie laying out, again, very concisely, how he will respond to that need. And then the third piece, the differentiator, is a metaphor for how he does it. And that is really the magical part, because it's different, it's memorable, and it just creates a sense of fun or interest or intrigue.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate where you started, and that is the intent of speaking to the need is that sort of instant hook for the client to early on realize, oh, this is about us. It's not just about the presenting organization, or that the presenting organization gets us and what our needs are, what our issues are, what our opportunities are. And it's putting them in the picture early and often in your presentation.
They should feel it like, they got it. They got what we need.
Yeah. how can you use a WIIFM? You could use a WIIFM like I just did, speaking about myself. You can create a WIIFM for your team. You can create a WIIFM for the organization principal financial. You have that design opportunity when you sit down to put your presentation together to think about, where can we use a WIIFM? It's not, as we emphasized in the program, it's not about everybody needs a WIIFM. It's everybody can have a WIIFM prepared or WIIFMs prepared, but then choosing among those WIIFMs the most appropriate or most compelling based on who the audience is going to be, the industry they're in, and then deliberately deciding how to embed that WIIFM into your finals presentation design.
Absolutely. It is such a versatile structure, too. As you say, it can be used for the individual, the team, the whole organization. It could be even used for a product.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of things to look out for when creating a WIIFM. I think the most consistent challenge is coming up with a metaphor that is not a cliche or overused. What do you think of that, Maggie? What is any thoughts around how to think through an appropriate or useful, meaningful metaphor?
That is what people struggle with when we do this exercise live. And I think the way to approach it is to make it a brainstorm and to make it fun and to find something that you're going to enjoy saying. And if you keep going back to a metaphor that, is maybe a little more common, find a way to modify it with an adjective.
So I think the most frequently expressed metaphor, I would say, is I'll be your quarterback.
I have heard QB so many times.
How do you modify that? Do you have an example of how to modify that with an adjective?
Oh, gosh, off the cuff, okay, an image came to mind. How about look at me as your octopus quarterback. I am a quarterback with 9 arms, 9 footballs, and I have 9 receivers ready to catch what we need. How's that?
Yes. Yes, let's go with that. That's a good example. I like that. What else? Anything else to think about, be thoughtful around when creating a WIIFM?
Well, one more thing on the metaphor. You just want to make sure that your audience can relate to it, that you're not picking something so obscure that they won't know what it is.
Yeah.
So, or be careful generationally. If you're a little bit older, don't pick a TV show character that folks won't know.
Again, that's coming back to be mindful of your audience and be thoughtful about, given who that audience is, what's going to be most compelling, what's going to be most engaging for them, and how can we differentiate ourselves in their minds? How can we be memorable?
And what's going to be sticky might be surprising. It might be a very simple noun. In one of our workshops, someone came up with the idea of that. Think of me as the scalpel on the team, cutting away every piece of excess down. They didn't say down to the bone. No, they didn't say that.
What excess?
Yes. Stop at excess. Know when to edit.
Know when to edit. So the WIIFM, it is a way to differentiate yourself, your team, your organization. It's a way to engage with the client and let them feel seen by you. And it's a way to be creative in the metaphors that you come up with and embed in your finals presentation design.
And perhaps even to enjoy your own self-introduction.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there, man. Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.